Let me tell you how I've created the parenting program you can't miss. If you're a parent of a teen or a young adult child, you already know this truth. While you love your child deeply, you can still feel it when they're pulling away and when it's like you're talking past each other. Conversations turn tense, small comments become big conflicts, and sometimes the distance hurts more than the disagreements. It could be something as simple as your teen going through something they don't know how to discuss with you. Well, this program will help you understand how to form questions and approach conversations to get your child to open up. Bridging the Gap, Communicate with Your Teen or Young Adult Child was created for this exact challenge in parenting. When you feel like you're talking past each other, our program has resources to help you learn how to open up that communication again. This is not a course about control, compliance, or quick fixes. It's about learning how connection actually works, especially when your child is growing, changing, or pulling away. It's important to adapt your parenting approach as your child gets older and becomes more independent. I've worked with parent-child relationships ranging from families who feel like this problem is resolved just by learning active listening skills, and suddenly they're able to hear each other in a new way, to those who aren't even talking. Wherever you are in your parenting journey, this course is for you. Let's face it, therapy is expensive. A lot of my clients can't afford long-term therapy, which is why I've built this program to move them where they want to go, further, faster, and cheaper. The start of any therapy journey is building awareness and getting to the root of the issue. While this program doesn't eliminate the need for therapy, this program builds your awareness so that when you go to therapy, you're focused on troubleshooting how to overcome your obstacles instead of assessing what the problem is. It can be like starting therapy at the 10th session. It's a game changer. This program includes so much skill building that I probably wouldn't cover all of these skills in a year of therapy, because in therapy we stop to troubleshoot challenges as they come up to make sure you master each skill before teaching the next one. And some of these skills may be ones you didn't know you needed. Let's take a look at the program and why a skill-based approach can help you get the results you're longing for.
So after you've purchased the program, here's what you're going to see. You'd have to log in up in the top right corner of the website, and then you've got the entire layout of the course visible on the left side. So it's got 8 modules to it. So it starts out with enhancing parent-child communication. Every section starts with a little video introduction, and then it moves through with different articles explaining different aspects of what it is that you need to know. So we look at insights from personality theories and practical skills, how communication changes as you age, looking at Erikson's model of development, defense mechanisms and barriers to communication, your identity as a parent, defense mechanisms, and parent identity. And each section ends with a reflection that lets you think through those questions that you've started processing as you've gone through the different modules. So you get to have time, think it through, and it's a great benefit that for people who are clients at our clinic, our therapists are able to review this and bring it up in therapy. So if you don't want any of these answers to be shared with our therapist team, then you can fill it out privately somewhere where it's going to be secure instead of answering it in the program. So the second module looks at building emotional awareness, understanding your emotions. What about the fear about your child ruining their life? So many parents experience that fear and don't know how to handle it. So we talk very directly about how do you handle that feeling of fear. Now we've got challenging unhelpful thoughts, because with our thoughts, Our emotions and our thoughts are very deeply connected. So it's important to reflect on your perspective and those different thoughts that come up, and how those can be challenging to your communication. So then at module 4 is where we really start to have the skills where you're actually going to start using these skills directly with your child. The other ones are more for your reflection to build your awareness around how to properly diagnose what's going on between you and your child. So then we're looking at the power of active listening, principles for effective listening, how to do active listening in 6 steps, as well, a very important skill, practicing validation and conversations. So it's very trendy now to focus on affirming people. Well, validation is different. Validation doesn't require you to agree with someone's assessment of something. It just requires that you acknowledge if someone says they're going through a hard time, that that's how they're feeling in that moment. So it's so much more simplified than a lot of the different approaches that are out there in the world. Um, then we've got healthy boundaries and expectations. This is so important. This is where I really see people struggle. People usually pick up on active listening and validation much easier than they're able to figure out boundaries. So I define what boundaries are and the differences between making a request versus controlling behavior. And these distinctions are so vital because if you're trying to set a boundary, and you're not properly laying out what those boundaries are, you're not going to have effective boundaries. So then we take a look at hard topics. What are those hard topics that you and your child have? How do you break it up into a smaller, more manageable conversation? So understanding what it is you're trying to accomplish in a question. Are you looking in a conversation? Are you looking to build understanding with your child, create behavior change, or set a boundary? Because the way you approach each of those conversations is going to be different. And if you try to do all of those things in one conversation, it makes it so much harder to have a successful conversation. Um, and we also cover sex, drugs, and romantic partners because this is one of the areas that can be such hot button issues where parents can really disagree and have significant concern about the decisions that their child is making. So we give you a bit of a guideline around how to have those conversations in a way that's going to be a lot more successful. Module 7 looks at how to repair the relationship. So this is all about reflecting on what's gone wrong in the relationship. How do you apologize and repair trust? Um, and how do you make those changes that repair a relationship when you've done something to hurt your child? Now, this is a normal human thing. Even parents who are doing their best and not trying to hurt their child can do things that cause their child hurt. And then as a bonus section, sometimes parents have really tense relationships with their kids because they can see that there's a difference in faith and values. And these are really important things to understand and know how to navigate. So this takes some of the skills that have been learned earlier and applies it to those values conflicts. And how do you navigate those successfully? That's our program, and I hope you see why I say this is a program you can't miss.